Beautiful people, welcome back to another video. For those new here, my name is Pete. Some people call me Pilot Pete. I'm a Boeing 767 pilot, and today we are in beautiful Miami, Florida. The start of a 3-day trip. It was a deadhead down here. As you know, the last vlog, if you watched that video, I jetted down a couple days early. A perk of the job, the company pays for my hotel a couple days early. And yeah, we're hands off right now. We got our videographer. Stay tuned to see who that is on this Miami trip. But we're hitting Miami to start. We got a day over, I'll explain that in a little bit, in Indianapolis, a layover in Philadelphia, and then we finish the trip per normal, usually 60% of the time in Memphis, and then we'll commute home. But as always, if you want to come along for the trip, see a little bit Miami, see a day in the life, some behind the scenes of an airline pilot, come along for the ride. You guys watched last week's video. I started in Newark, laid over in LAX for 36 hours, and then was supposed to just fly home. So I only packed for those exact layovers. LA was a little cold that week. I got my long sleeve. This trip was unannounced, wasn't supposed to be in Miami at all in the warm weather. So needless to say, I do not have proper attire. So we're wearing some joggers, a long sleeve. It's 81 degrees, I'm sweating, but luckily, I did just complain, but I won't complain any further than what I just did. We're walking to get dinner in Coconut Grove, Miami. Beautiful little area, the whole strip of restaurants downtown. You get these nice palm trees. Really can't beat it. So hopefully you find a good restaurant to eat at. And like I said, we gotta go back to the room, iron the uniform, and get ready for work tomorrow morning. For dinner, we walked downtown Coconut Grove, stumbled upon Mariki Greek cuisine. Nice quaint little place. I've been eating a lot of meat, which is my personal favorite, but today we changed it up a little bit. We went with a side of linguine pasta, some prawns, lobster, and scallops, and then my second meal right below me is a pork and chicken skewer, pita, water as always. Cheers, I'll let you know how it is. All right, we just finished dinner at Mariki Greek, downtown Coconut Grove. Not gonna lie, again, folks, for first time tuning in, New York City, I can be a little snobby when it comes to my meals, but I expect the best. Overall, the seafood was a little overcooked. The service is great, the ambiance is great. We're gonna go with a 6.3 out of 10. Just expected more, that's all, but it's okay. It's our last night in Florida. Like I said, the actual work starts tomorrow. So we're gonna treat ourselves with a gelato or ice cream, whatever we can find on the way home, to end a great, fantastic weekend in Miami. Let's go hunt down some dessert. All right, so you come to Coconut Grove, you gotta come to Danielle Gelato. Are you kidding me with these flavors? Chocolate marshmallow brownie, Biscoff, vanilla something or the other. Dinner may not have been a 10 out of 10, but dessert certainly is. All right, 9:47 p.m., about to hit the sack, get to bed. I got a 6:30 a.m. alarm, but I wanted to go over the exact trip, where I'm heading, the layover length, and how much I'm gonna be paid, how much I'm gonna be flying. So let's head outside on the balcony and check out the flight. So here's a breakdown of the trip. As you can see, it starts with a deadhead from my base in Memphis to get me to Miami. As you know, if you haven't been here before, I get paid 100% of my actual flight time during that deadhead. I deviated, came down to Miami a little bit early, and tomorrow is when the actual work starts. We're going Miami to Indianapolis, 8:30 a.m. departure, and then I'll have a 6.5 hour, I call it a day over, it's not really a layover, company provided hotel, because over 4 hours long, so they'll give us a hotel, go get a workout in, get some food, hang out, and then we're back on the jet at 4 let's see, 4:35 p.m. to pre-flight to depart at 5:30 p.m. local, and a quick flight, only an hour and 43 block. Indy to the city of brotherly love. We're going to Philadelphia to enjoy some Philly cheesesteaks. Everything's usually pretty closed at that time, so probably not on the cheesesteaks, but we're going there. Get a quick sleep. How long's the layover? It's only 11 hours actually behind the door, so quick nap per se, and then it's back bright and early to finish off the 3-day trip. We're going Philly to Memphis, land at 9:22 a.m. This trip total pays 12 hours and 32 minutes of pay, credit hours like we call it, but block means the actual flying that I'm going to be doing is 6 hours and 52 minutes. And there's two reasons for that. Again, I'm just kind of going over this, and that's because of one, the deadhead. So the deadhead doesn't go into the actual flying time since I'm a passenger princess, if I may say so myself, but it does go into the pay. And then we have min-day guarantees that even though the flight time might be short, 2.5 hours, hour and 45, that's going to get us a minimum of 6 hours of pay each time we have a day flight or one full day of flying. So that's kind of how it's broken down on this 3-day trip. And then the bank, the thing that I look for a lot, I get $207 that I canceled that go into my travel bank that I can use for future travel, which will definitely come into play on my next trip. I'll give you a quick sneak peek of that. A sneak peek of the last trip on the schedule as of now, SJO, Costa Rica. I kind of want to book first class because we're having a special trip down to one of my favorite places. But back to this trip to finish it off, like I was saying, we got 3 total legs, 2 tomorrow, 1 to finish it off. Time to go to bed. Bedtime, Miami, always a pleasure. I'll see you guys bright and early on the ramp. But before I go, I gotta show you who my videographer was this entire weekend in Miami, who was nice enough to join me. You probably have guessed it. Drum roll, please. SJ. Everyone said hello to Sonia. She joined me on my 3-day kind of adventure down here in South Beach and Miami, Coral Gables, Coconut Grove. Why did we end up jumping down here? What was like the main reason?
New York was rainy. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, so bad weather. We're like, you know what? But I know you guys will ask this question. Right now, Sony does not fly for free. So luckily, we have a lot of friends, or at least I do, in the industry that we're hooking it up with buddy passes and things like that. And then this weekend, the flights actually weren't too bad.
Yeah.
So confirmed flight down here on Friday. Tomorrow, she's flying standby. There's like 100 plus open seats. As long as the flight doesn't cancel, she'll get home. But great weekend. We'll see you guys on the ramp, or I'll see you on the ramp in Miami tomorrow, bright and early. Beautiful people from the ramp in Miami, Florida. What a beautiful day to go fly an airplane. We are flying Mr. Landon today. Boeing 767 with nonstop service to Indianapolis. Pre-flight done. Have to head up into the flight deck. Not sure whose leg is going to be. Probably the captain's is usually the kind of sequence we go. He'll probably end up flying to Indy. I'll probably fly to Philly later tonight, but he might switch it up. I'm not sure. We'll find out here in a couple minutes, and I'll let you guys know the landing rating if I have one when we get to Indy. But 2 hours, 37 minutes. I gotta give a quick shout out to the maintenance personnel here in Miami specifically. One of the mechanics just came by, recognized me, we've chatted before, said hello. Declined to be on the vlog, so we're gonna respect his wishes there. But he was just giving me a hard time. He's like, hey, you gotta talk about how all these airplanes are always well equipped, ready to go, not broken. And it is true. Out of all the airlines I've worked for, the maintenance here is top notch. I mean, they're good everywhere, but specifically here at my company, very, very rarely is an airplane broken or are we delayed because of maintenance. They do a really good job kind of doing the uptick with making sure everything's good to go. They're very proactive rather than reactive, at least in my experience. So shout out to them. Now it's time to fly to Indianapolis 2 hours, 37 minutes. Should be a good day to go fly. Let's go do it. Everyone wave bye to Sonia. Bye, Sonia. There she goes. Safe flight home. The arrival today was the Gibbs 4, so we followed the flight plan and path down to 6,000 feet, and then we were cleared for the visual approach to runway 5 right, and then this is where it got interesting, folks. So my leg, I like to keep it kind of fast, and long story short, there's 2 things that are required, or more than 2, but 2 things per our company procedures. We have to be stable by 1,000 feet, no later than 500 feet above the ground. What stable means in the airline world is you're fully configured, meaning your flaps are at landing configuration. For the Boeing 767, that's either 25 degrees of flaps or 30 degrees of flaps. Your landing gear is down, your speed brakes are armed, basically the brakes that come up above the wings to help slow the airplane down upon landing, and the checklist is done. And you have to be on speed, on glide slope, on localizer. So what that means is basically 1,000 feet prior to touching down on the ground. It's about, I would say, like maybe 45 seconds to a minute and a half before actual touchdown. They want to make sure the airplane's fully configured and that you're stable, because if you're trying to salvage an approach, only bad things potentially could happen on the actual landing. So the way the airline industry works is, hey, be stable at a certain point. If you're not, go around, no big deal, go back up into the air, climb, come back around and do it again. So our gates, every airline has different gates, but the industry standard is 1,000 feet, and then most want it done very minimum by 500 feet. So the reason I bring this up is we got turned base, we got cleared visual. I kind of cut the corner, so we were coming along on base turn to runway 5 right, and I asked for direct to hoops. So instead of kind of giving the airplane time to go this way, then that way, we just went direct to hoops, which cuts off a lot of distance, which means I don't have as much time to slow the airplane down. So we're at like 210 knots, asked for flaps 1, flaps 5, and then I started realizing, oh boy, the 767, she ain't slowing down right now. So out of order, there's really no order that you have to do it by, but the normal order would be flaps 15, then flaps 20, then gear down, and then you would put the landing flaps in. Well, I realized we were going too fast, we were too high, and this was not going to work out at those safety gates if I didn't act accordingly. So I asked for the captain to bring the landing gear down, which he did. Then I asked for flaps on speed, meaning as soon as we hit the maximum speed required to bring the flaps to the next position, he was going to do that for me. So this way I can just kind of pay attention to my airspeed, the runway in front of me, and just land the airplane. So we did that. We were at 1,000 feet and we were fully configured. The checklist was done, but the speed was about 25 knots too fast. Okay, well, we have that extra speed to burn off that 500 feet to hopefully, if there's nothing I can really do. The power's back, the airplane's fully configured, just letting the airspeed bleed off. And fortunately, right about 600 feet, the speed got back to our approach speed, which is about 135 knots, 145 miles per hour today. And then the glide slope and localizer were all connected. The autopilot was off by then because I knew I had to kind of maneuver this airplane myself if I was going to make these safety gates. 600 feet, like I said, we got stable right at the number, and then 100 feet later it was 500, and the captain called stable, cleared to land. I responded with clear to land 5 right per our procedure. Landed, we're going to go with a landing rating of 8.1 out of 10. Again, no one in the back, if there were people in the back, would have known, hey, it's stable, unstable. It's just all of our instrumentation tells us. And again, just based on safety, the company wants us stable at 1,000 feet, but no later than 500. So we debriefed it. That's kind of how every flight goes. We debrief the good, the bad, the ugly. This wasn't either bad nor ugly. It was just, hey, got to configure earlier, got to watch your speed. Hey, first I debriefed. I said, hey, I shouldn't have went direct to HUPs. Nothing wrong, nothing illegal with it. Just didn't anticipate the airplane not slowing down in time. So that's my flight debrief from Miami up to Indy. It was an interesting one. It was kind of fun actually, because it's different. It's good to like kind of test yourself, know your limits and the airplane's limits too, with obviously being in those safety parameters. So got about 5.5 hours till showtime. Gonna grab the van, grab some food, and then hopefully, I don't want to, but we're gonna get a workout in one way or the other, and then we'll be back at it. So let's go enjoy a little bit of downtown Indy. All right, lunch, Sweet Green acquired, always good. Now we're heading down to the gym, because you already know it's non-negotiable. We're gonna do a quick shoulder workout here in the hotel gym, because I just don't have enough time to go out. Oh, I did have enough time, I lied. Just didn't have enough time after I did everything else I needed to do to make it to the real gym. So we're just gonna do a quick shoulder workout. We got about 45 minutes till I have to start getting ready. But while this one's gonna be a little different, I'm gonna answer your guys' most asked questions while I'm resting in between my sets. Got a mic, got a little setup here. We'll see if I can handle this production, but we'll answer a few questions in between our non-negotiable workout. All right, so like I said, shoulder workout today, because I don't have that much time, and it was on the list to do. So I basically do usually 3 to 4 sets, 6 to 10 reps, depending on the exercise, and I rest for 2 minutes. Shout out to Sonia for my Christmas present, my very expensive stopwatch. But question I get all the time, Pete, how often do you work out? Answer, 7 days a week. Now that workout may vary as far as lifting weights go. It's usually 5, usually 6 days a week. And then I run 4 to 5 days a week. Sometimes obviously 2 workouts in a day. But my non-negotiable motto for myself, which hopefully it's spread to some people on here and on different platforms that I use, is, move your body every day. Helps so much physically, yes, but for me it's biggest up here. If I don't work out, if I don't go for a walk, go for a run, lift heavy weights, do a yoga class, spin class, whatever it may be, I really am not my best self. So 7 days a week I'm moving my body. Sometimes it's twice a day. And even on rest days, I'm being active in my resting by stretching or going for long walks, anything to get that blood circling. I hate being inside. I hate just being stagnant. So it really helps me to make it non-negotiable and move my body each and every day. The dumbbells only go up to 50. So for shoulder press, that's about heavy I'm getting anyway, usually maybe 70 for a few reps, but we'll bang out 10 here at least. All right, next one, part 141 or part 61 for flight training. Where should I go? Where should you go? Short answer, it does not matter. They both offer pros and cons. I know 141 definitely is reduced hours for your commercial pilot's license, but most people who ask me this question want to know about the cost and, more importantly, like what airlines are looking for when you apply. They do not care. They do not care if you're part 141 flight training or part 61. They care that you have all your certificates and ratings. They care that you have little to no check ride failures, among a lot of other things, of course. But as far as flight training goes, you can do it mom and pop, Lincoln Park Airport in New Jersey, or you can go to one of these major flight schools. Neither one is good, so which one should you go to? I answer this question every single day. Which one fits your lifestyle the best? What I mean by that is, if you live in Podunk, Iowa, and to go to a major flight school, you'd have to go to Arizona, rent an apartment, have no friends, no family, be there for 12 months, not be happy, but get all your certificates and ratings. Probably not the best thing for you. Going to your mom and pop place at some non-towered airport in Iowa will probably be perfect for you. If you live in Tampa, Florida, and there's a huge flight school in that area, and it works for your lifestyle and it fits your budget, absolutely do that one. So pros and cons to both, but ultimately pick the one that fits your lifestyle the best. Do you need a college degree to be an airline pilot? I get this. I probably answered this question once a month on TikTok. The answer is no, you do not. When I was 15 years ago, you absolutely needed to. It was a requirement for every major legacy airline, but almost all of them have dropped that as a requirement. Now it's still under their preferred list, and I always tell people this: if applicant A and applicant B are the exact same flight hours, background, check ride failure history, hours, ratings, all that good stuff, one has a college degree and one doesn't, I would guess 9 out of 10 times the applicant with a college degree will get the phone call to interview first. Just because higher education doesn't necessarily mean you're smarter, but it does mean that you were able to stick through something and obtain a graduation certificate. So there's something to be said for that, whether you believe college education is a ripoff or not, neither here nor there. So definitely not required, preferred, and same thing as the Part 141 or Part 61. Does a college degree fit your lifestyle? Do you want a fallback plan in case flying doesn't work out? Do you want to have another business where you are an accountant and you're also a pilot, or a business degree or an art degree? Do you want to go to college to get that college experience? Answers that I cannot obviously answer for you, but ones that you should definitely think about, especially if you're getting ready to graduate high school, if you want to go to college or not. Seniority is everything in the airlines. So those people that are skipping college, getting hired at the airlines at 21, 22, 23, restricted ATPs, and getting their hours as quickly as possible. Nothing wrong with that. But again, it's which one fits your lifestyle the best as far as if you should or should not attend college. All right, second exercise. We're supersetting, burning out those shoulders. I notice you only fly the 767. Are they the same type rating as the 757, and do you fly both? The answer is yes. The Boeing 757 and the 767 are the same type rating. I have the type rating, aka both type ratings, on my certificate, but at my company we separate the fleets. So a lot of friends I have at different companies, they fly both the 75 and the 76. At my company, it's completely separate. You only fly the 757 or you only fly the 767. Personally, I like that because the 767, the way ours are built with the modified displays and screens, it makes it easier for the pilots to not have to remember little differences between the two fleets. You're only going to be flying one at a time. Plus, the 767 is bigger, better, goes cooler places. So definitely like the fact that my company splits those two up. All right, next we're doing some shoulder shrugs, 50 pounds, let's get it. Now these, I usually like to go heavier, but like I said, they only go up to 50 pounds. So we'll just do more than normal. I try to go to muscle fatigue till failure. That's the name of the game for muscle growth. So that's what I'm trying to do. And since I'm crunched for time, no pun intended, we're gonna superset it with some crunches. I can do 50. I apologize, I'm doing a lot of supersets, so I've been out of breath / focusing on the exercise, so I haven't got to as many as I thought since I'm crunched for time. But as we do, there's some cable raises here. I get asked, is it too late to start flight training at a certain age? The answer is no. You can literally be 65 and start flight training. You can be 75 Heck, I taught a lady who was 83 years old to get her private. So yeah, you can't be older than 65 and fly for the airlines, but you can still be any age to start flight training. And a lot of people are skewed in thinking that you need to be 21 to start this as a career. The truth is you can start at 50, get all your certificates and ratings by 53, be at a regional by 54, at an airline by 55, and that still gives you a 10-year career making good 6 figures and have a pretty good solid career. So yeah, earlier the better, but people are messaging me at 28, 29, 30. Is it too late to start? No, absolutely not. That's a 30+ year career ahead of you if they don't change the mandatory retirement age to 67 or 70 as the health of individuals gets better. Personally, I don't think it should be an age thing. I think it should be a health thing, mentally, physically, and obviously cognitively. So that's all that's really matter. All right, last shoulder exercise, because I gotta be in the shower in like 6 minutes or I'm gonna be late, and I don't like being late. All right, I hope you like coming along for Ask Pilot Pete Workout Edition. Hopefully I got some questions answered. As always, drop some more below in the comments. I love giving you guys some of my unsolicited advice, but more so just giving me more content and getting what you guys want answered, I think is important, obviously. So I will say this. Pete, what's the best part about being a pilot? Do you recommend it? Come on, watch the vlogs. And yeah, do I highlight the good? Of course. I think that's important in life, to celebrate your successes. Are there some negatives? 100%. There's negatives in every walk of life, no matter what the heck you're doing or what your job is. But it's a mental mind frame. Like, I choose to focus on the good. So when my company is in contract negotiations and there's a lot of pilots that aren't happy with that, I am not happy with that either. However, I don't let it dictate my mood, how I treat others, how I'm going to enjoy layovers in Miami and Costa Rica. I'm not going to let it affect my job, like how I actually perform while I'm flying. So yeah, I love the job. I love the flexibility. And my girlfriend and I were just talking about it in Miami before this trip. Like, the fact that I have all these perks, I'm able to get to these hotels early, check in, deviate, free non-standby confirmed seats. I get to literally fly all over the world. Like, I'm not even on the 777 yet, which is unbelievable to me. It's yeah, it's the best job in my opinion. You can definitely go make more money doing something else. You can definitely be home more doing something else. But if you're looking for an exciting job, that I'm personally 15 years in to this career, and I still smile and enjoy it and walk around the 767, which I'm about to here in a couple of hours, and get giddy, best job in the world. All right, day over complete. We're back at Indy Ops Center. This is posted all over campus. We don't want to be bringing any of that. We're back to work. We'll meet up with the captain, go over the flight plan, and then take the bus out to the airplane to go to Philly. Let's do it. Beautiful people from the ramp in Indianapolis. We just pre-flighted the 767. I'll be pilot monitoring for our last leg. 1 hour and 43 minutes to Philly. Let's go fly. city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, PA. Shout out first. Let's get a nice look at the king bed. Michael at the front desk, you'll probably never see this, but thank you for your hospitality and giving me a king bed upon request. I was funny though, I was asking him, I was like, hey, can I get a healthy food option nearby? He gave me Honey Grow, which is a place I usually grab in Boston. It's pretty good, pretty healthy, make your own kind of bowls, rice, protein, whatever. And then as we were leaving, he's checking in myself, the captain. I was like, hey, what's the best Philly cheesesteak around? And he started laughing. He's like, went from healthy to like literally probably one of the worst things you eat for dinner. So I don't know what to do. Do I eat healthy or do I eat cheesesteak? I know I can't put a vote out because this will be out way too late. Most people will probably say, Pete, you always eat healthy, live a little, you're in Philly, get a cheesesteak. Normally I would say, you're right, I should live a little, but I was gone all week for work last week, which meant I ate out, and then Sonia and I were in Miami all weekend, so we ate out every meal, and you know, I had a lot of gelato, so I think I might aim healthy, but I don't know, stay tuned. Nice quick flight from Indy to Philly. I love taking off, cruise, use the potty before you know it. It's time to descent and arrival into Philly. Captain landed 27 right. Nice job. Gusty winds in Indy, gusty winds in Philly. Made for a bumpy ride on climb out and descent. And it's freezing. It's freezing in Indy. It's freezing here in Philly, like 28 degrees it's going down to tonight. March and April are the hardest months to pack for a pilot, especially your boy here. All I have is this like black sweater because it's 85 in Miami. And then the next destination, it's freaking 30 degrees. And the next destination, it's 25 degrees. And then tomorrow's destination in Memphis is going to be like 75 degrees. So it's hard to pack for all those weathers, but we got it done. Now the real issue is cheesesteak or Honey Grove. So if you want to have a little fun, obviously the next clip will be which one I ended up at. But if you'd like to comment right now, give you 2 seconds, I think there's a cheesesteak emoji on iPhones and whatever, or there's definitely a honey pot. So do cheese or do honey. Which one do you think I'm gonna go to? I'm really undecided. I'm 50-50. I got the angel, which is the Honey Grove, and then the devil saying, stop being a little baby and eat it. But yeah, short layover here in Philly. Only have like 11 hours, and then we got a report in the morning. I still need to shower because I didn't shower after my workout because I didn't sweat that much, and I figured I don't want to shower twice. So hopefully I wasn't too stinky in the flight deck. No, I wasn't, I promise. But yeah, I could eat, shower, grab some food at Trader Joe's for tomorrow morning, and it'll be bedtime. Let's go eat some food. Well, folks, if you commented or emojied cheesesteak, you are absolutely wrong, because we are not going there. We're auto bowling. We just happen to be on the way. We're going to Honey Grove. So if you commented honey or Honey Grove or whatever I said, you are the winner. I talked to SJ and she's like, you got to eat healthy. We've been eating gelato and been eating out pretty much all freaking weekend. Get back to the normal healthy options. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. I know, kind of boring. I apologize. Next time, no, Philly, you can book it. Next time I'm here, cheesesteak to the dome. All right, so we're in Honey Grove and Pave. I mean, it's not the healthiest thing in the world, but it's definitely healthier than a cheesesteak. With turkey meatballs, chicken, some cilantro, pineapple noodles, bon appetit. A very, very cold night in Philly, but a beautiful one. Hey, 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 hey! I'm on a crosswalk, guy. Figure it out. Beautiful people, good morning. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We're out on the ramp. About an hour before departure. We're here early, 7:67. She's all set to go. Woke up to go to the bathroom, whatever. Just something in my brain clicked to like check the time on my phone. Phone was dead. It was in the charger. The charger's broken though. So my phone was dead, which means my alarm would not have gone off. I didn't have a second backup alarm. I quickly went over to my watch, checked the time, and it was like 20 minutes prior to showtime. So someone was looking out for me to wake me up mentally because I had no wake-up call from the hotel scheduled. My iPad had no alarm. Live and learn definitely for backup alarms, but I could have sworn my phone was charging, but completely dead. But again, we got it. We quickly ran downstairs, got a charger, gave the front desk my phone. They charged it for like 10 minutes, and then I was like 2 minutes late down to the lobby. I told them to relay the message to the captain, but that could have been a disaster. He would have waited for me till showtime. Then they eventually would have knocked on my door, I guess. But we're here, we made it. Like I said, we're even a little bit early. They just finished uploading, so we should get out of here early if dispatch allows us to leave. It'll be my leg to go to Memphis. 35,000 feet is a scheduled altitude. That's a lie. 36,000 feet is a scheduled altitude. They have a step climbing 34, then 36 because of weight. And then we got to improve on that 8.1 from last time. Go home leg. Hopefully we get in early and I can get a workout in before my commute home. I'm jump seating. I'm not paying for a ticket because I got to save my bank money to go to Costa Rica with my girlfriend later next week. So yeah, all's good. Didn't get to I guess I just forgot to do it. But how rude of that cab driver last night, right? Doesn't he know who he's honking at? I mean, I'm just taking videos to show my beautiful friends on YouTube, the beautiful city of Philadelphia. I'm in a crosswalk. Does he know who I am? I'm gonna shame on him. But we'll let it go. Let's get it better than 8.1. Next stop, Memphis. Come on, Pete, wake up, let's go. Pre-flight in the 767 engine. And as you can see on this engine, each fan blade is actually numbered with, I assume, Sharpie to help maintenance kind of track the wear and tear of the fan blades, and if there's any damage or like I said, wear and tear on them, they're able to track them and make sure that they're working. I think it goes up to 30, let's look for the highest number, 38? There's 38, 37, and 1. So there's 38 fan blades on the Boeing 767 in case you're curious. So my job is just to make sure that they're in good condition. They're all there, not that they're missing. It'd be pretty obvious if one was just gone. And then throughout flight, they can, you know, since it's sucking in hopefully just clean air, but with birds or debris, these can get damaged and have kind of defects. So it's my job to make sure that they don't have that, report them to maintenance, and then maintenance is the one who can measure if the damage or if any of the wear and tear is not allowed or intolerable for what their procedures are. So I just make sure they generally look good, which they do 99.9% of the time. In fact, I've never reported a fan blade not looking good because, like I said, maintenance does a really good job with these. Today's plane's actually an ETOPS bird, which means even though we're not going to be using it, it has a crew rest module. So this is what it looks like. Just this giant can where the flight crew gets to sleep. Has 2 bunks, bunk 1, bunk 2. If we were actually using it, they would supply it with pillows and sheets and stuff like that, curtains, emergency supplemental oxygen if the aircraft ever lost pressure, flashlights, and yeah, it's pretty comfortable. It's very quiet. I've shown it on previous videos before. That's what it sounds like when it's just you and the flight deck. I've flown a couple trips where this was necessary. They're my favorite trips because it means you're going somewhere cool, far, and it's kind of a unique experience for me. So I personally really enjoy the 767. Pilot in a can is what the crew members call it, because it literally is just a giant can. Here it is from the outside. Crew rest module, approved for use on a 767. So they don't confuse it with putting your cargo in there. It's just for us. made it to Memphis, Tennessee, the mecca of meccas. Landed runway 18 left. There's actually a NOTAM for, NOTAMs are basically pieces of information that the pilots are supposed to read before every flight. My girlfriend and I had a discussion about this. She's like, do you read every one? I said, no, it's impossible. It would literally take 17 hours to read every single NOTAM for just a cross-country flight, let alone a flight to a different country. So the FAA needs to fix that. You heard it here first. Figure out a way to give us pertinent NOTAMs. I don't need to know about a light being out of service over an airport that I'm not even landing at. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I digress. 18 left, as you see this 7-6 coming into land now through the barbed wire fence. There's actually a NOTAM for those cranes. If you can see those cranes, they actually interfere with the minimum that we're allowed to fly down to. So in layman's terms, for runway 18 left, there's a minimum decision altitude if their weather was bad and we could not see the runway, at which we could go descend to. It's 200 feet above the ground, and then we'd have to do what's called a go around if we didn't see the runway. Well, since those cranes are there, they're saying, hey, the pilots in bad weather are not gonna be able to see these cranes, obviously. So they actually increase those minimums to 500, about 500 feet above the ground, so that if you did have to go missed approach and you were off the center line of the runway, you would not hit those cranes. So just a little fun factoid. They're doing construction on our sort facility, I guess, so that's why those are there. But back to the more important discussion. Pete, how was your landing on 18 left? Good approach, good spacing, configured, got fully configured by 1,000 feet, so no issues with that. We're gonna go with an 8.6 out of 10. Why not higher? Well, it just wasn't a greaser. You felt it in the back, not firm, but it was, you wanna just kiss those tires on. Sometimes they're a little better than others. It's kind of I don't wanna say it's luck, it takes skill, but sometimes you get a good one, sometimes you don't. Either way, we made it to Memphis safely. Now I got, it's 9:23 local, so that means I got 10:30, 11, I got 2 hours before my commute jump seat back to LaGuardia. I am gonna change out of the pilot uniform and do a little work. If I have time, we'll get the run in. If not, we'll just have some lunch and make it back to the airport. So I showed you guys the Indy sleep rooms. Here is a look at the Memphis ones. Definitely a little bit older, and you can kind of tell just from the carpet alone, but similar setup, single bed, room fan, rusty, a little mirror, wake up phone call, so you don't have to set an alarm. This is really, really nice for those nighttime flights. So if the sort is delayed or there's weather or your flight gets canceled, you don't have to set an alarm. They will wake you up via the phone. It's on the crew flight coordination to do that. Little chair for your backpack and stuff, trash can, shelf, room for chargers, but yeah, pretty tiny, nothing too fancy. Always a picture of some sort of airplane. I'll wait till the day I get my own mural up there in my dreams, right? But yeah, this is it, and it's free, it's accessible, only if you're guaranteed one for the most part, as long as they don't run out. They have, I don't know, a couple hundred of them, I'm not sure how many. If you're operating, so if you're operating the flight, it's definitely yours. If you're not operating, which I'm not, I'm done, I'm jump seating home, it's on a availability only. So since we have not that many day flights going out, I went to the flight coordination, they have dozens and dozens and dozens of rooms available. So they said, yeah, no problem. I'm only gonna need it to pretty much jump on the computer real quick before we gotta get going anyway. So I'm not even gonna really use the bed. But yeah, that's what it looks like. I got randomly selected going through security here at Memphis, and you best believe I am throwing out all my protein drinks and my food. No way in heck I paid good money for that, hard earned. So we had to throw the pilot uniform back on and go through. Stupid rule in my opinion, but rules are rules. Just texted my buddies who work for the airline that I'm flying on to LaGuardia. Bunch of open seats. Won't be PD lay flats, but next stop, New York. Let's go home. All right, we finally made it back home to New York, New York. Picking up our special guest though, so not quite home yet. Quick pit stop You can probably guess who it is. The one, the only.
Hi.
Hi. All right, we made it back to the NYC apartment. SJ is here. And honestly, the last thing I want to do is go work out. But
It's non-negotiable, folks.
you already know it. She's trained well. It's non-negotiable. 5 miles on the training plan today. New York City Marathon, New York City Marathon. Before that, I got the Chicago. A few of you already donated to the Pat Tillman Foundation under my name. The link is in the description below. Literally $1, $5 would go a long way to reaching the goal of 2,100 that we have to raise. I'm trying to go over that though, so anything would really, really mean a lot. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. As always, comments, questions below. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, it would mean a lot to me. If you have any questions that you want to know, hit me up on Instagram, pilotpete.flies. Make sure you follow me first so I see them. And until next time, Sonia, anything last that you want to tell the beautiful people?
Ta-ta for now.
Ta-ta for now. Talk to you guys later. See ya.